Which of the following is a type of error associated with digital to analog converters DACs? A. Non-monotonic error. B. Incorrect output codes. C. Offset error. D. Non-monotonic and offset error. The correct answer is non-monotonic and offset error. A 4-bit R2R digital to analog DAC converter has a reference of 5 volts. What is the analog output for the input code 0101? A 0.3125V. B 3.125V. C 0.78125V. D 3.125V. The correct answer is 3.125V. A binary weighted digital to analog converter has an input resistor of 100K. If the resistor is connected to a 5V source, the current through the resistor is A 50A, B 5 mA, C 500A, D 50 mA. The correct answer is 50A. What is the resolution of a digital to analog converter DAC? A. It is the comparison between the actual output of the converter and its expected output. B. It is the deviation between the ideal straight line output and the actual output of the converter. C. It is the smallest analog output change that can occur as a result of an increment in the digital input. D. It is its ability to resolve between forward and reverse steps when sequenced over its entire range. The correct answer is it is the smallest analog output change that can occur as a result of an increment in the digital input. The practical use of binary weighted digital to analog converters is limited to A. R2R ladder DA converters, B. 4-bit DA converters, C. 8-bit DA converters, D. op-amp comparators. The correct answer is 4-bit DA converters. The difference between analog voltage represented by two adjacent digital codes or the analog step size is the A. Quantization, B. Accuracy, C. Resolution, D. Monotonicity. The correct answer is resolution. The primary disadvantage of the flash analog to digital converter ADC is that A. It requires the input voltage to be applied to the inputs simultaneously. B. A long conversion time is required. C. A large number of output lines is required to simultaneously decode the input voltage. D. A large number of comparators is required to represent a reasonable sized binary number. The correct answer is a large number of comparators is required to represent a reasonable sized binary number. A binary weighted digital to analog converter has a feedback resistor RF of 12K. If 50A of current is through the resistor, the voltage out of the circuit is A 0.6V, B 0.6V, C 0.1V, D 0.1V. The correct answer is 0.6V. What is the major advantage of the R2R laddered digital to analog DAC as compared to a binary weighted digital to analog DAC converter? A. It only uses two different resistor values. B. It has fewer parts for the same number of inputs. C. Its operation is much easier to analyze. D. The virtual ground is eliminated and the circuit is therefore easier to understand and troubleshoot. The correct answer is it only uses two different resistor values. The resolution of a 05V 6-bit digital to analog converter DAC is A 63, B 64, C 1.56, D 15.6. The correct answer is 1.56. In a flash analog to digital converter, the output of each comparator is connected to an input of A decoder, B priority encoder, C multiplexer, D demultiplexer. The correct answer is Priority encoder, which is not an analog to digital ADC conversion error. A. Differential nonlinearity. B. Missing code. C. Incorrect code. D. Offset. The correct answer is differential nonlinearity. Sample and hold circuits in analog to digital converters ADCs are designed to A. Sample and hold the output of the binary counter during the conversion process. B. Stabilize the comparator's threshold voltage during the conversion process. C. Stabilize the input analog signal during the conversion process. D. Sample and hold the DA converter staircase waveform during the conversion process. The correct answer is stabilize the input analog signal during the conversion process.